So, getting ready to get back to it. Back to the old grind. That's what I'm doing right now. And homie's watching me. So I kind of wanted to pick back up at where I left it at. Let's see. So basically, I broke up with my wife in like May or June probably, 2014, late May maybe, early June, somewhere in there. 2014, yeah. And from that time on, like I said, I kind of started to figure out how to do my own thing and have my own friends, and which was actually having friends for me, and my own friends, because I never felt like her friends were really my friends. You know what I mean? Like, they were always her friends, you know? And they were always girls, of course. So it's like, hey, you know, I'm so happy for you, you know? Yeah, they're super awesome. They're super sweet. Yeah, oh yeah, she's great. Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah. But like at the same time, it's like you never have your own friends, really, you know? And we never really felt, I don't know, she was always kind of girly, which is fine. I mean, that's great. Be girly, you know? But she was girly to the point where it was like, well, you know, we never had friends that were just like, hey, these are just our normal down-to-earth, like, friends. Like, if we had stayed together and then we became friends with Mike and Tiffany, they would have been like our friends, you know? And I don't know how that would have gone. Who knows, right? Who knows? But all of that stuff. And so yeah, I started doing things my own way. Went to Warped Tour. Had a great time. Had a good time. Was lonely. Missed people. Missed being with someone. Missed having a companion. Missed having a partner. Missed living with someone. You know? But it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, it was like either this or that. You either have this or you don't. And if you don't, it's gonna suck. But if you have it, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck to a certain extent. It's gonna suck to a certain extent. It did suck to a certain extent. Basically. And I hate saying it that way because I don't like the way it comes off, like the way it sounds. Like, oh my gosh, she was such a horrible person and we just never had fun, or just had such a miserable time with her, all this stuff. Like, that's not true. And that's why I've kind of taken the time to explain a lot beforehand. But, so, doing my own thing. I got on Tinder, and met someone. I went on one date with Tinder, and the girl, she didn't really feel much going on. She was very, very quiet, didn't really say anything. I was trying to, like, talk to her and engage with her, and she was just kind of just like, nah, not really saying anything, you know? That was pretty crazy. And then I did meet someone else on Tinder, and I started dating her for a little while. And there were some sketchy things about her, and I don't know. She was like my girlfriend, but it was like a neutral girlfriend, if that makes sense. It was just like, and this is going to sound terrible. This is going to sound terrible because people are human beings and they have value. But it was basically like, you know, I could take it or leave it. I could, you know, and it's like, okay, it's cool. It's basically like, okay, you know, but that was it, you know, like nothing else besides that. So it was just like, you know, that's how it was. And so my sister ended up coming out and visiting me, and she met that girlfriend, and she loved her, and they got along great. They vibed, all this kind of stuff. She was really down to earth, this girl, and all this kind of stuff, you know. But I just didn't ever really feel like, I don't know what it was with her. There was something weird because I never knew where she lived exactly. Okay, so like when I picked her up, every time I picked her up, she didn't have a car, she didn't drive. I had to go get her and pick her up and all this stuff. So I would pick her up, and then she lived in a hotel, and I was like, what the heck is going on here? What the heck's going on? And she told me this story about how she lived with her mom, and she, you know, basically something happened to the apartment that they lived in, and the water damaged and everything, and so they were repairing it, and so in the meantime they had them living in a hotel. But I would drop her off, and I would never see the door that she went into, if that makes sense. She'd always say, okay, you can drop me off here, and I'd be like, okay. I'd drop her off, and then she'd go and walk, and I'd never see where she ended up going. Just like she walked down, and around, and you never saw where she went. And so I was like, this is sketchy. And so I kind of felt that, and I dated her for probably about a month, and I introduced her to my friend Mike, and I was like, dude, what do you think about this girl, Told her the situation. She's like, I don't know, man. He's like, I don't know. It's kind of sketchy. Kind of sketchy, huh? And it was like, I was like, yeah, basically, like, yeah. And I'm glad that I'm laughing again. This is a really great indicator of life getting better, right? Life was getting better. And so my sister came to visit while I was dating that girl, and then my brother came to visit, my brother from my dad's side. And that was really cool. And I had vacation time from work, so I used my vacation time and flew my brother out, and he came out to see me and hang with me, and we had just a great time and everything. And he got himself drunk. I couldn't believe it. I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, he was at my house, and we had like gone out. I had like gone out on a date, and I was like, all right, dude, I got this date, on Tinder or whatever. Like, I'll be back, And so I come back, and he is done. He threw up in the bathroom. He's like, oh, like, not even with it at all. And I was like, dude, what is going on? He's like, oh man. He's like, there's this vodka or whatever, this bottle, and I forget what it was, and he just drank like so much of it. And I was like, dude, what the heck are you doing? These are really crazy times. It was insane. I will catch up with you guys. I got a DoorDash.